This evening, Major League Soccer returns to these shores as all the Canadian teams enter this kind of weird round-robin format in the context of the regular season, the winner of which will qualify for the Canadian Championship final against the CPL champions. But still, some fascinating games coming up. All these teams, of course, coming out of the MLS's back tournament. Let's hear now from Vancouver coach Marc Dos Santos.
We haven't had really time to digest and think about it because everything has been happening this year with COVID, kind of always day by day. You know, we're not dealing with a schedule that we had the months to prepare. Everything has been day by day. And what we've been focusing on is that this first game on Tuesday against Toronto is really important. This format of the team with more points could go straight to the final of the Canadian Championship. Makes you realize how important it is to get points. Points are important, and the most points we could bring home, of course, it gives you a belief and an advantage that you could capitalize on. But it's only important, and the 3 games that we play home in a row only makes sense if we go on the road and get points also.
From the tournament too.
It's almost a season within a season, isn't it? Obviously, you keep saying it's not ideal, but it's going to be interesting. These teams playing each other 3 times between now and September the 9th. But the incentive is there, right? CAN Championship and a berth in the CONCACAF Champions League.
Yeah, I think so. I think that it's better than nothing, and I think it buys us a little bit more time to figure out what's next. We were just saying, I think players' fitness or base levels will still be there from the tournament, albeit they were in quarantine for 2 weeks coming back. But yeah, I'm always excited for Canadian derbies like this. I think Vancouver took strides moving forward down in Orlando. I think their culture piece is great. I think that their confidence will be higher than what it was before the tournament. I like Owusu in midfield, and I think he's a real protagonist. He's aggressive. He'll step from midfield, and I'd like to see more of that from their style of play from Vancouver. But he can't do it on his own, because if he steps on his own, there's now space in behind him, correct?
Yeah, and just saying, Ricketts wasn't there, Cavallini wasn't there in the MLS bubble, so they'll have them. It'll be interesting, because I look at Montreal as well and Vancouver, especially those 2 MLS teams in Canada, and trying to figure out what is their identity like, and where is Montreal going? They've got a lot of lone players. Is that a philosophy that's going to work in the long term? Do you think?
No, I think you want to build, and I think Marc Dos Santos will hopefully build from Orlando. I think Thierry Henry had a great start in the CONCACAF Champions League, maybe took a step back in Orlando. I think that they were very open, but I think Vancouver fans, they don't want to see pragmatic football. That was the end of Carl Robinson, where they sat back, Mourinho style, and broke. I think you want to see them a little bit more on the front foot, not just being that team that's great in transition. And they're good through Reyna, and the players you spoke about coming back will add firepower to that. As for TFC, I think they're ticking over nice. It was a little bit of a wake-up call when New York City got right in their faces, but they sit second in the Eastern Conference.
Well, it's all about the expectations, right? Vancouver get to the same stage as TFC, and it's, oh, well done, Vancouver. That's a really good performance in this tournament. TFC get there, and it's a disaster. You lose in the first knockout
well,
round.
you make your own standards.
Yeah.
You know, and they set them really, really highly. And when you got the likes of Altidore and Bradley and Pozuelo and Osorio, you look at those players, and that's enough to win games in itself. So you got to look at the 3 teams. For me, the Toronto will be the team to beat. But some unknowns, because you said with Vancouver, they want to be attack-minded. I think Marc Dos Santos wants to be that way. And with those strikers being healthy and fit and the running that they can put in, hopefully it puts Toronto under some pressure.